Hey guys, welcome back to another Stunt Culture workout video. You're back with Cody, and behind the camera is Jackson Corquette.
Hey guys.
And today we are giving you a core workout that you guys should be doing at least a couple times a week, maybe even 3 times a week. So in our industry, having a strong core is extremely important for the skills that we do. But in saying that, it doesn't really matter what sport you're doing, having a strong core will help you progress as an athlete. So this is one that doesn't matter what sport you're doing currently, or even if you don't do a sport, you should be doing this a couple times a week, or at least give it a try and add it into your routine. Okay, so in saying that, we're also doing a 30-day workout challenge. We put the first one up on YouTube, but the others is the other workouts are going to live on our online platform and then our app when that is ready. If you guys are keen to do that challenge because you're stuck at home and you can't get to the gym, majority of the exercises are bodyweight exercises, and then there's some lightweight exercises as well. If you want to get involved in that, in the description we'll leave a link to our website and possibly the Facebook group as well. You can join the Facebook group, join the challenge, and do that full workout with us for the next 30 days. All right, the other thing I want to know from you guys is the workout that we're doing today, it isn't a follow along. I'm going to show you the exercises. I'm going to make sure that you guys know how to do them correctly, and then you guys can do it in your own time. But I want to know, because a couple of days ago we put a follow along video out, which is the first day of that 30-day challenge. What do you prefer? Do you prefer to do the workout with us and follow along, or do you prefer to take the content and the workout and then just do it in your own time? If you guys can let us know in the comments below, that would be awesome, because then we can take that into consideration when we create future videos. All right, let's get into that workout now. Okay, so for this workout, there's 7 exercises. We're gonna aim to do it 3 times through. If you guys can't, you can build up to that. And what I've done is I've shown you 2 variations of each exercise. So there's an easier one and a more difficult one, so you guys can build up to the more difficult one. Now, the first exercise we're doing is Russian twists. With the easier variation, you're going to be doing it in a tucked positions where you're pulling your knees right in. Now make sure when you're twisting your whole body and you're tapping each side. When you count these reps, you're gonna count right, left as 1 rep, and we're going to do 20 reps of this exercise. Now, if you want to do the harder variation, you're just going to extend your legs so that you're more in a dish or like a hollow body shape. Same thing when you're twisting, try and twist all the way to the side, and right, left will count as 1 rep. Okay, so just making sure you're holding that tight crunch position, keeping those legs as extended as possible when you're doing the extended ones, so keeping them straight, and make sure that you're twisting right to the side on those Russian twists. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go on to leg raises. Same thing, we have 2 variations. First one, laying on your back. First thing is making sure that your head, your shoulders is off the ground. Now you can either do this with your hands by your side, hands underneath your lower back slightly, or hands up by your head. By your head will definitely be the hardest one. With this, make sure that your lower back is not coming off the ground. If you find that your lower back is coming off the ground, don't bring your legs so low. So just do smaller leg raises as you do them. So that's the first variation. The second variation is going to go to hanging leg raises. First one, you're going to do it in a piped position or a straight leg position where you bring your toes up to the bar, so also known as toes to bar. Now, if that is a little bit too hard, then what you can do is you can do it in a tucked position where you're rolling up, still trying to get your toes up as high as you can, but your knees are tucked in as you do them. So like I said with those hanging leg raises, if you're going from your lying leg raises to the hanging ones, maybe don't go straight to the straight-legged leg raises. Do them in a tucked position first where you're rolling up, so you can build to that, and then you can do the toes to bar. Okay, so for both the Russian twists and the leg raises, you're going for 20 reps of each. Now we're gonna go on to wall ball sit-ups, or just normal sit-ups for the first variation. So for the first variation, trying to keep your hands next to your ears. I do this against the wall, and I'm trying to sit up all the way to the wall. That way I'm not shuffling, because some people tend to move a little bit as they do it. So I do it with my feet against the wall. I'm sitting all the way up and then coming all the way back down, keeping my arms by my ears. Okay, so that's the easier variation. So for the harder variation, you're going to do it with some form of a weight. I'm going to be using a slam ball. You can either keep it in front of your chest, or you can keep it up above your head, which I'm going to be doing. Same thing, you're sitting all the way up and you're tapping as high up the wall as you can, and then you're coming back down to the ground. So just if you're doing that with a weight, making sure that when you keep it above your head, don't drop the weight all the way to the ground. As you come down to the ground, you're still in a crunched position. We're holding the ball above the ground, so you're never releasing from that tension. Okay, so with those sit-ups, same thing as the other two, you're going for 20 reps. Now we're gonna move on to hollow dish hold or an extended dish hold. So those are the two variations. So with the hollow dish hold, same as what we were talking about with the leg raises, make sure that your lower back is not arching off the ground at all. You need to be squeezing through the center of your core, driving your lower back into the ground, making sure your shoulders are off the ground and your head is off the ground with your chin in. From here, you want your legs off the ground as well. I try to get my heels 1 to 2 inches off the ground. So with the hollow dish hold, your arms are just on the inside. I turn my hands in together and just hold that hollow dish shape so that they're not beside you and you don't tend to want to put them on the ground. Now, if you're doing the extended dish hold, you can either do that with your hands next to your ears, or you can do your arms fully extended. This does tend to get quite difficult, but there is one more that's a little bit harder if that's not hard enough for you, and that's just holding a weight in your hands at the same time, but that's getting pretty tough. Because the main thing, again, is just keeping your lower back on the ground, driving through the center of your core. Okay, so with both of those hollow dish positions, like I said before, the most important thing is that your lower back stays on the ground. It doesn't matter if you make it easier, bring your legs up a little bit higher. If your back's arching off the ground, it's more important that your back stays on the ground. So with that one, you're gonna go for a 30-second hold. Okay, so after those hollow dish holds, what we're gonna move on to is bicycles and elbow to knee crunches. So the first one with your bicycles, this one is a little bit faster, it's getting your heart rate up. Try and keep your hands next to your ears as you do them, and you're bringing your opposite elbow to your opposite knee, and then switching opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Now make sure when you're doing it, you're not just laying your shoulders on the ground. Same thing, you got your shoulders and your head off the ground, and you're trying to do this one fast. Now if that one's too easy for you, what we're gonna do is you're going to do elbow to knee crunches. With the elbow to knee crunches, you're actually meeting your knees in the middle. So you're crunching all the way up, same thing, elbow to knee, opposite elbow to opposite knee, but you're crunching up to your knee, back down, and then up to your knee. When you come back down, don't let your shoulders touch the ground. You're still trying to keep your head and shoulders off the ground. So just make sure when you're doing the elbow to knee crunches, you're sitting right up. Try and get your opposite elbow to opposite knee and actually tap before you come back down. Don't relax as you come back down. So with those ones, you're doing 20 as well, but right, left counts as 1 rep. So what we're gonna go to now is we're moving on to tuck crunches and B snaps. So the easier variation is our tuck crunches. With these ones, you're gonna place your hands behind you. Now you're not leaning into your hands. Use it more to balance. If you don't wanna use the ground, you don't have to. You can keep your hands up off the ground, but for the easier variation, some people like to do it or start with their hands on the ground. But just think fingertips so that you're balancing, bringing your knees in, tucking everything together, and then extending. Bringing everything together and then extending. So at no point should you relax during this exercise. You're going for 20 of these. Now, if those are too hard, you're going to go to V-snaps. So with your V-snaps, start with your arms up next to your ears, straight legs. So you're starting in that hollow dish position. Now you're snapping up as fast as you can, and you're trying to get your hands to your toes, snapping everything to the middle. So try to keep your legs straight, try to keep your arms straight, and think about an explosive, powerful snap together. And then as you come back down, try and slow it down so that you finish in that dish and you don't collapse straight back down to the ground. Okay, so same with that one. Both of those, you got 20 reps for that one as well. Okay, so the last one that we're gonna move on to is the plank and the extended plank. So for this one, you're gonna go for a 30-second hold as well. Now just make sure when you're holding the plank, you wanna make sure that your elbows are directly below your shoulders. Make sure that your core is in. Make sure that your glutes and your bottom is down, not sticking your bottom up in the air. Try and create that as straight as you can, that line all the way from your shoulders down to your heels without sticking your butt up or dragging or drooping through your lower back. For this one, you're trying to stay as stable as you can without moving the entire time. So for the harder variation, we're doing an extended plank. So for this one, your arms are going to be out in front of you. Now, depending how hard you want to make this one, you can bring your arms a little bit closer to make it easier, or extend them further to make it harder. But you're focusing on the same thing as the plank. Squeezing your core in, keeping your bottom down, and staying strong, driving your hands through the ground to hold that position for the 30 seconds. So with that extended plank, probably the biggest thing to focus on is really think about squeezing your core in. What a lot of people tend to do is they start to droop through their lower back, and then you'll start to get some back pain. It won't be good for you. So make sure you're driving your core in as much as you can. And that's why it's really important with those other like hollow body exercises to focus on your lower back touching the ground the whole time and not letting that arch to happen, because that will be very difficult if you're arching in those other exercises. So that was the 7th exercise. For that one, you're holding that for 30 seconds as well. Now you're gonna try and do all of that through 3 times. If you're finding that your core is really hurting after the first set, start off with that 1 set and then eventually build up to doing it 3 sets, and then try to get towards doing it 3 to 4 times a week. You should notice a big difference in your core strength and your ab strength if you're doing that. As I said before, we're doing a 30-day challenge. If you guys are keen to do the 30-day challenge with us, now that's not just your core, that's a full body workout, mostly body weight exercises for the whole thing, so that you guys can do it at home if you're stuck at home at the moment and can't get to the gym. If you want to join in on that, we'll leave the link to both the full 30-day program below, which is stuntculture.com.au, and we'll also drop our Facebook group if you want to get involved in the Facebook group and some of the Zoom calls so we can keep each other accountable. Also, if you're unsure about any of these exercises, or you want more of a variety, hit us up in the comments below, or also join that Facebook group and let us know if you want us to do more of these style of videos or more follow along videos. And then that way we can create better content for you guys. Anyway, let me know how you found this. If this was hard or if it was too easy, I would love to hear from you guys. And I guess I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Peace.